This is my first video in a very, very long time, and I'm making it to just kind of get out there where I am right now, mentally, emotionally, physically. 'Cause it's been a long while. I've pulled away from everything I used to do, and for the last couple of years, it's been really weird whenever I interact with someone who knew me as I used to be, uh, as that sound healer, teacher, everything in the world of New Age or spiritual community. And I've really stepped away from all of it. It's taken a couple of years of disentangling and a lot of isolating, a lot of, deeply looking at what's real and what's true for me in this world, which is what I was on a certain level preaching my entire time as a spiritual teacher. But within that, I eventually realized just how basically superficial the entire New Age community was and is really. And I spend a lot of time attacking it. And this may feel like an attack on a certain level, although honestly I'm trying to be less harsh overall on the spiritual community, the alternative mainstream ways of believing in some kind of spirituality. Because in truth, although it is, not any better than anything else going on out there, it's not any worse. In some ways it is, in some ways it isn't. In that way, it kind of balances out with everything else. Spiritual community is a world of extremes. It's a world of extreme bliss and extreme sadness, extreme trauma and extreme ecstasy. The problem is that very few of those states are generated by a connection with something which is actually divine. Essentially, I think the spiritual community is infiltrated by darkness and programs which are no better than anything else in the world right now. There's a lot of desire to bypass reality within the spiritual community, a lot of desire to try to manifest or basically just pretend like things are better than they are, and also trying to believe that by pretending things are different or better than they are, that they actually are different or become different just by pretending that, just by saying that, just by thinking that. And the truth is that's not true. It's a comforting thought to think that I could manifest or mantra my way, or that anyone could, into a perfect world of your design, or that things that are happening are not happening unless I'm focused on them or looking at them. The thing is, these things are happening. And it might not be relevant to us entirely. Most things going on in the world are not relevant to the life I'm living right now, the life you are living right now, but that doesn't mean they aren't happening. Or that by believing they are different, that they suddenly become different, or will become different simply through that belief. So I've stepped away from all that. I may make more videos about why. I'm sure it'll come up inevitably. But I am now living in Maine, in Portland, Maine, with more information I thought I was going to give, with my parents. And That's after leaving Maui 3 years ago and leaving California 2 years ago, almost a year and a half ago. Time's kind of flying a bit. And disentangling from spiritual community for about 3 years. My last 6 months on Maui, I was disentangling from all that stuff. Maybe even longer than that. But that was when I broke up with my partner on Maui, which was like the really putting my foot down to change the way I lived, even though I didn't fully realize how much that was really going to be. Because even earlier than that, in 2020, I was changing my sense of self out of that. So I'm here in a situation where most people would say, like, wow, like here's a picture of failure. You know, someone who's 32, living at home, no apparent prospects, just kind of getting by day to day. And that's a lot for me to know that other people are thinking about me, or that other people are thinking in some part of their mind, whether they're upfront about it or not when they meet me or are aware of how I'm living. But the truth is, I have found what I would say the realist reality possible, which is one that is orchestrated by God, by divinity. And I'm not Christian, I'm not born again or anything like that. But I feel in contact with God and divinity, or divinity, on a very deep level, more so than I ever have before. Not like it was in New Age, which was, really another set of rules and patterns to tell you how to be a good person. But this is where I've been guided to be, how I've been guided to express myself in the world, which is much more normal, much less flashy than I ever used to be or was ever encouraged to be in the spiritual world, the spiritual community. And this is very right. So I don't know if I'm going to say much more than that. This is going to be the first of, I think, a few videos just in order to help me kind of get more used to sharing myself in an uninhibited way, not being afraid to trigger others or, say exactly what's going on with me or what I believe is true and real. Because I think that everywhere, if we look honestly in every single direction, everyone's programmed. I think you're probably a pretty programmed person. Whether it's conservative, liberal, spiritual, or even scientist, atheist, religious, these programs keep people walking the line and not thinking for themselves and not even having the choice to listen to God, which provides, truthfully, the only alternative to all the dark programming that's in the world today. But that alternative is unique to every person. It's very shifting, and it comes to us through our intuition, which is very challenging to cultivate outside of all the programming. So, again, that's all for now. But I hope to do more videos, because this already feels kind of therapeutic, and I want to practice, getting myself out there again. But so far, I think this is more for me than it is for you or whoever listens to this. But at the same time, maybe it is for you.